अपने जोखिम पर खेलें। Risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk. Fair play. Your gameplays are always protected on MPL. MPL Security. At MPL, we give data protection the highest priority and ensure there are no gaps in protecting our users' security and privacy. Secure payments. We work with trusted third-party payment gateways to ensure safety and security of all financial transactions. Game fraud detection. MPL has automated detection systems to identify fraudulent behavior in games. Anti-collusion measures are taken in card games during the gameplay. Responsible gaming. We notify users in case their accrued spending exceeds a certain time or money limit and ask them to play responsibly. When the session exceeds a certain time, MPL mandates the user to take a non-negotiable break. The user, in this case, cannot use the app. Profanity and abuse detection. MPL does not permit usage of profane, vulgar or abusive language in chat, usernames or otherwise. Enjoy the game. Play responsibly. इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम शामिल है। इसकी आदत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें। This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk. This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk. Fair play. Your gameplays are always protected on MPL. MPL Security. At MPL, we give data protection the highest priority and ensure there are no gaps in protecting our users' security and privacy. Secure payments. We work with trusted third-party payment gateways to ensure safety and security of all financial transactions. Game fraud detection. MPL has automated detection systems to identify fraudulent behavior in games. Anti-collusion measures are taken in card games during the gameplay. Responsible gaming. We notify users in case their accrued spending exceeds a certain time or money limit and ask them to play responsibly. When the session exceeds a certain time, MPL mandates the user to take a non-negotiable break. The user, in this case, cannot use the app. Profanity and abuse detection. MPL does not permit usage of profane, vulgar or abusive language in chat, usernames or otherwise. Enjoy the game. Play responsibly. इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम शामिल है। इसकी आदत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Hello, guys. Good evening, namaskar, and welcome to the MPL IPF final table streams. This is Aniruddha Joshi, and it's an absolute delight to bring to you the IPF #2, which was a 20 lakh GTD tournament. We had 364 players participating yesterday, and we've got an up top prize of 4.45 lakhs, which is staggering. To start this evening off, I'll be joined by none other than the new MPL Pro. We've got Siddharth Karia with us, aka Schemer. He is a crusher at Indian Felts. Most of you might already know him, as you probably see the standings every day. He's got a total of 5.89 crores in tracked online scores. So यार इसका मतलब है ये इसके बाहर भी और काफी होंगे लाइव स्कोर या जो भी बाकी सारे साइट्स पे है, काफी होंगे इनके, वो हमें अभी तक पता नहीं है. The one of the biggest scores for him was the final table series 2.0 main event where he shipped for 32.26 lakhs in March 21, which is huge. Along with this, poker being a sport, Siddharth has also played a lot of sports, one of which was cricket, where he represented, where he was able to play at the state level in under 15 and under 17 categories. So, Siddharth, how does it feel to be on the stream, bro?
Yeah. Thank you for the warm, kind introduction. I feel very good, bro. Very happy to be here.
यार मेरे को ये बताओ, what does it feel like to be a pro unicorn like MPL? And जैसे ही आपका pro deal announce हुआ, there is this huge festival of poker starting, that is an 11-day poker festival where we got an 8 crore guaranteed prize pool.
Yeah.
कैसा लग रहा है?
It feels amazing, but at the same time, it's a little overwhelming क्योंकि काफी चीजें हो रही है. Not just the announcement. I don't think that is very overwhelming, but because it has been going on since some days, right? Like उसके पहले से बात चल रही है, announce अभी हुआ है. But when usually I'm very calm. I have only had like 2-3 variables in my life. I'm coaching a little, I'm studying, and I'm just playing. So I'm chill. Now with this one more variable coming in, like usually जो मेरा दिन slow होता है and I'm relaxed, sleeping a lot, वो कम हो गया था. Like at least right now वो थोड़ा सा कम हो गया है. So I'm sleeping a little less, and plus poker fortunately has been going great. I got a couple of very big scores, and so all of this is happening at this. I was traveling as well. All of this is happening at the same time. So very fortunate and blessed. Like loving this.
Amazing. यार मुझे एक ही बात बताओ, like next time you go out to play a live event, आपके टीम वो बैनर रहेगा saying MPL Poker
Yeah.
Pro. मुझे ये बताओ, like for other players, like you know, अगर मैं बैठा हूँ आपके टेबल पे, मैंने देखा आप कोई साइट के प्रो हो, भाई मुझे खेलना ही नहीं है आपके साथ, मैं तो उधर रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा मेरा टेबल चेंज करो. So what do you think that will add to the dynamic when you're playing live events?
All very new, not thought about it. सिर्फ एक thought आया अभी तक कि fancy feeling आने वाली है. That like I'm repping, and especially something like MPL. MPL is huge, not only in terms of poker. I think more than that, like the esports community, it is. I think it's pretty sick. And yeah, I was in my head. As I said, usually I have just 2-3 variables. Like just lately, things were very sorted. Things were going very well. जितने भी चीजें थी, and I was like, okay, I am ripe. I am ready to take on something new. And I don't know how this thing walked in at the right time. And so yeah, like looking forward, batch pen ke khelenge, and yeah, there'll be dynamics. All I have to do is just be calm and like take on all the awareness, take on all the information that's coming my way, and play with that. And then that's the most fun part being a poker player.
Amazing stuff, man. It is great to have you on as the MPL Poker Pro. So let's switch right away to the final table where we'll see the stats a little bit first. We'll see kiska kitna chip stack hai. Okay. And so we've got 8 users, out of which 3 are 4 numbers. So यार Sid, like जैसे आपने कहा, we'll refer to them as 9, 7 and 8. जो भी उनका starting digit है उसी के साथ हम refer करेंगे. Okay, we've got the chip leader in John Wick, who's got almost 12 lakh chips on the final table, 0.2 million. And यार मैं Sid, like मैं एक चीज बात को, like आप जब भी MPL पे कोई भी final table stream करोगे, there will always be these 1 or 2 guys जिन्होंने सिर्फ एक या दो टूर्नामेंट खेले और बड़े से final table पे पहुंच गए.
Yeah.
So it's the same with John Wick today. Exactly, that's the same with John Wick today, who's played only 2 tournaments on MPL Poker, has not made it to the money in any of them, but now suddenly finds himself on this huge FT where he's guaranteed 45,000 and has a chance of winning 4.45 lakhs.
Wow. Like what you just said is, उसका magnitude अगर देखे, अगर एक बार perceive करे, 4,400 का buy-in, 10x बंदा already पहुंच गया है. और 100x पहुंच सकता है. So what a evening
Exactly.
for him, what a night for him. He's not the second tournament he's playing, and sick. That's pretty sick.
So
Hopefully nahi,
great.
he might have played other tournaments somewhere else, but yeah, at least for this side it's pretty sick.
For sure. So along with John Wick, we've got number 8, who's second in
Mm-hmm.
chips with 7.7 lakh chips. We've got
Mm-hmm.
Samrat Sen, who's played a lot on MPL. He's probably the second most experienced player on MPL, having played 46
Wow.
tournaments here. He's
Mm-hmm.
got 7 lakh chips. We've got
Mm-hmm.
Water player who's got 3.6 lakh chips. So यार like
Mm-hmm.
यहाँ पे आपको लग रहा है चिप डिफरेंस बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, लाइक टॉप 3 और फिर उसके बाद फोर्थ में काफी ज्यादा डिफरेंस है, आपको ऐसा लग रहा है?
या उस पे काफी प्रेशर रहेगा वाटर प्लेयर पे, बिकॉज पहले तीन के पास फिर भी काफी स्टैक है खेलने के लिए. लाइक 80 के बाद जो 50-55 बिग ब्लाइंड्स, दे कैन स्टिल प्ले अराउंड अ लॉट.
Yeah,
वाटर प्लेयर एंड देन द ह्यूज शिफ्ट, सो वाटर प्लेयर विल हैव लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर ऑन हिम. उसे निकलना नहीं है जल्दी. सो डेफिनेटली
exactly.
या यू आर राइट अबाउट दैट फॉर श्योर.
Perfect. So we've got loser triple eight, who's got almost 2 lakh chips. Then we've got number 7, who's got 1.4 lakh chips. And entries जो आपको दिख नहीं रही है, ग्राफिक्स में एरर है, कोई बात नहीं, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. We've got number 9, who's got 1.3 lakh chips, and we've got Radhe Radhe, who's got 1.2 lakh chips. The thing here is Radhe Radhe is the most experienced final table like player on this final table on MPL. He's played over
Sick.
623 tournaments and has got
Yeah.
and he's already like cashed like 4 lakh like abhi tak ke uske winnings mein.
Wow.
But yeah,
Yeah.
he's come onto the final table with a really small stack of 8.5 bigs. So he will really need some spin up here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Let's back him. Like naam bhi Radhe Radhe hai. Like I remember I was in Mathura traveling, and like the way they say, they're like Radhe Radhe. So like I think every double up he gets, we can back him, and let's push him and see if he can go on to maybe win this. That'll be sick.
Perfect. So, along with this, guys, let me explain to you the payouts. Roughly, मैं बता देता हूँ आपको. The person to finish 8th gets 45,000, which is 10 times their buy-in. जो 4,400 की buy-in थी, जो 8th finish करेंगे उन्हें 45,000 मिलेंगे. 7th gets 55k, 6th gets 70k, and after 6, this is where the pay jumps start getting really serious, right? Like 5th gets 1,06,000. Fourth gets 1,45,000. Third gets 1,95,000. उसके बाद there's a pay jump of almost a lakh at second place, where second place gets 3.1 lakhs and the winner walks away with 4.45 lakhs. What are your thoughts on this, bro?
Just one कि मैं क्यों नहीं पहुंचा. मैं भी खेला था ये tournament. I was playing so well, everything was going in my direction, but then one bad hand. I remember Queens versus King 7, and yeah, he hit 2 sevens on the flop and GG. No, I'm happy for these guys. Like this is a pretty big, like, first tournament. Like imagine a fresh series has started, like IPF, who's giving 8 crore guarantee, such 50% rake back on cash games, about 25-50, giving biggest package, and the first tournament, like you hear all this, you want to play these big events, and first tournament you play, you enter and to a new site. So like I think everything is so new, and I'm pretty sure, like जब मैं खेला इन सबके साथ, जितने भी 2 events हुए हैं अभी तक, and one more mini main event, so 3 events I've played, and like lot of players are new, almost all players are new, and said that's so exciting for Indian poker कि कहीं और से there's this rush of players coming in who kind of right now don't exactly know what they're doing, but of course they'll learn, they'll evolve. Like the community is there. There's poker academies. MPL is also doing much about it to help them, train them, and I think to like for them to come to just hear all this come and then reach the final table in the second event itself is sick. I'm very happy for them.
So यार Sid feels really happy कि उनको काफी सारी मच्छियां मिली अभी. He can be the shark on the table and make money for sure. So yes, Siddharth, of course यार, like पर अभी तो सेकंड इवेंट था, 9 दिन बाकी है हमारे पास ये सीरीज के, where I'm pretty sure you'll definitely make a final table somewhere or the other. So guys,
Yes.
without further ado, let's get down to the final table where we start with 8 players remaining.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got, okay, that is, I think we're stuck on this. Yeah, there it is. So we start with 7K, 14K blinds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone folds John Wick in the small blind. Yeah, मुझे बताओ, like when John Wick has such a massive, do you think he's going to be putting on pressure on the small, especially with like number 7, who's second shortest in chips? So he's going to have a lot of ICM pressure on him, right? Like he doesn't want to bust before the 8th place busts.
Yeah, for sure. Like chip leader का धर्म ही है final table पे to put the pressure on. That's what he's supposed to do. Everyone is
Yeah,
like अगर आपने normal एक tournament देखे guys, तो होता क्या है कि अभी यार मैं cash game की बात करूं तो just I'm giving. I know a lot of players who will be listening to this would know this, but I just thought that because there's so many new players coming in as well, just to put out the final table scenario once out for everyone. Usually if you're playing a cash game or a tournament just starting, um, we'll just it was a race by number 8 and Radhe Radhe ने fold कर दिया एक छोटे stack के साथ.
yeah,
So in a normal game scenario, like you just playing for chips. आप सिर्फ ये सोच रहे हो कि ये decision अच्छा है कि नहीं chips बनाने के लिए, and you just play like that. But on a final table, you can get money
yeah,
by just waiting. You can make money by आपके अगल वाला अगर out हो गया तो you will get a jump, which is not the case in normal scenario. So that is the
yeah,
biggest change that is there on a final table. We see a very interesting play. Big blind से Smart ने defend किया था, and he led the flop with जब जहाँ पे किंग और 10 खुला है जो ज्यादा फेवर करता है अर्ली पोजीशन को. अर्ली पोजीशन जो
yes,
जहाँ पे नंबर 8 है, ही इज सपोज टू हैव मोर किंग एंड मोर 10. So
yeah.
he made a bet, and I think number 8 के पास होगा ही वैसा टाइप ऑफ हैंड. He flatted टर्न पे उसने बेट किया
यार,
and
सो
not good.
सिड, मुझे एक सवाल था यहाँ पे. लाइक
Please.
सम्राट obviously donged here, like
Yeah.
from the big blind, but then
Mhm.
like he gave up on the turn. Like जैसे ही उसे कॉल
Yes.
मिला, he gave up, and then
Yeah.
bet पे fold भी कर दिया.
Yeah.
So like obviously, like donking strategy is something that is extremely advanced and needs, like you
Yeah.
need to study a lot for it.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like I am not sure what that
Yeah.
guy did it with. I think we will see the
Yeah.
cards soon.
Yeah. Once we see the cards, I think we'll get a better scenario. But right now it's good. It's a test for us as well कि card नहीं है and हम
Yeah,
सिर्फ game review कर रहे हैं. So but जो dong strategy है वो ये पत्तों पे तो बहुत ही गलत ही है स्मार्ट की. He could have done this
exactly.
only
So like
when the board is go on.
yeah, when the board is small or favoring the big blinds range, right? Like अगर
Yeah.
deuce 5-7 ऐसे टाइप का बोर्ड होता, उस पे वो डोंक कर सकते थे शायद.
Perfectly said. जब ऐसा नहीं है और किंग 10 पे कर रहे हैं तो मे बी just little inexperience, I guess, some just little nerves from his side. So we see an interesting raise by Radhe Radhe with just 90,000 chips, around 6 से 7 big blind के साथ उन्होंने limp किया है, यानी
Limp
कि just
किया.
14 के
Yeah.
डाला है. Yeah.
Where
Mostly
Radhe Radhe
like
looking
या
for
तो
a double up.
yeah. I think it's very like polarized. एक के या राजा दिखाएंगे या he
Yeah,
fold like very.
exactly. I agree.
And oh no
Ah, Queen
Radhe
of
Radhe.
Reverse saves Radhe Radhe. So definitely,
Lovely,
यार
lovely.
मैं कह रहा हूँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं मेरा यूजर नेम चेंज कर रहा हूँ. मैं भी ऐसे हर कुछ तो रख रहा हूँ यूजर नेम. ऐसा ही रन गुड चाहिए
Yeah.
भाई मुझे भी फाइनल टेबल पे. So Radhe Radhe now gets a double up and suddenly finds himself being 5th.
Yeah. So one
that
thing
like,
मेरे को जो बोलनी थी अभी is
yeah,
is how my read, like by playing generally, let's just maybe focus on this hand first. John Wick opened रेस किया एंड स्मार्ट ने लेट पोजीशन से फ्लैट किया. He goes for a continuation bet and
Hmm.
स्मार्ट को भी ये हिट होता है रेंज काफी, but it seems John did have a hand and or just the chips, one of these two,
Yeah.
and takes it down. So sorry, just to end my point, इसके पहले वाला कि जो मेरी reads होगी normally, like I generally feel they're very good because I'm very experienced in lot of poker that I've played in the Indian side, but like I'm very excited because this is brand new. Like यहाँ पे जो players होने वाले
Exactly.
हैं, they're gonna be so new कि like I'm just waiting to see a lot of showdowns. I'm waiting to see
Yeah,
cards up because
we will see a lot of unpredictable plays, right? Like
exactly, yeah.
if a pro like you having difficulty predict something, यार
Hmm.
मैं कहूँगा मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आने वाला है क्या हो रहा है.
नहीं नहीं, ये मेरे को काफी क्रेडिट मिल रहा है. आई एम श्योर लाइक आई एम interacted a lot with you, but I've seen you streaming, I've seen you doing bunch of stuff, so I'm sure your fundamentals are pretty solid.
यार एकदम मतलब ऐसे वो तो हम ऐसे बहुत सीधे साधे आदमी है, बहुत बेसिक नॉलेज है हमें पोकर की. So yeah,
To be
but
honest,
yeah,
I would
definitely.
love to know. I would love to know more. Like in general, also आपसे मुझे जानना है what stakes you're playing and what's your journey been. Like मेरा तो बात करेंगे ही,
So
वैसे भी limelight
हाँ,
जाएंगे, but would love to know your thing as well. Sorry, just a second.
यार so
Uh,
हाँ
we see
बोलो.
John Wick.
Yes, yes, please, please.
There was a limp. There was a limp from Smart and John Wick made it 5x, 70k raise किया. उसके बाद Smart ने call किया and John Wick goes for a continuation bet, which got called by Smart. So John Wick
Yeah,
in his position is saying, "Oh, I have the queen or jack, I'm betting." Smart is saying the same thing that, "Oh, मेरा hit हुआ है, अब मैंने bet किया है." Now with the king coming, game changes, and
yeah.
he has this the chip leader. He's supposed to put a lot of pressure. He can put a lot of pressure, and that's exactly what he's doing, and that's
And he takes it
and he gets
down.
it through. So
Amazing stuff, yeah.
I won't be surprised if Smart folded Jack for sure easily, but like even Queen में वो बहुत सोच रहा था या उसने छोड़ दिया क्योंकि अगर फाइनल टेबल ही गाइस एक ऐसी जगह है जहाँ पे आपको पता भी है ना कि ये बंदा
हाँ,
ब्लफ कर रहा है या मुझे परेशान कर रहा है और मैं मोस्ट टाइम्स सही होऊंगा. आप हमेशा टेबल पे बस ये सोचते हो इफ आई एम राइट मोस्ट टाइम्स then I'll call or then I'll go for it. But over here, if you're in doubt, you cannot go for it because you can wait for others to bust. Like यहाँ पे 7. Oh, exactly.
oh,
Wow.
this is a sick hand. Okay, so now
That's
we know Brat is limping ace queen as well from early
yeah,
position, no less, and he sucks out. And we have
yeah.
our
So we have
first
an
elimination.
elimination.
We have our first elimination, number 7, who busts for 45,000. As
Yeah.
his ace king is no good against ace queen.
Oh, like that. That was a bad beat. I just have
Yeah.
a learning for myself and for everyone to just share. But just before we do that, now the next jump is 70k. Am I right?
No, no. So now seventh place is guaranteed 70k. Sorry, it's
Okay.
55k. My bad.
Oh,
55k, and the
45.
next
Oh,
jump
sorry.
is 70k. Yes.
Lovely. Thanks for the confirmation.
Perfect.
So, or for the correction. So, we see water player raising, and we see John Wick, जिनका धर्म है as a chip leader to put the pressure. He three bets. He should be bluffing a lot of times. And water player is like, I know poker. मैं poker जानता हूँ. मेरे को तभी raise करना है जब मेरे पास बहुत अच्छा hand है. And he four bet jams, and John Wick says, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But he still will keep going for it. It seems like he's a good player. He knows what he's doing, and I think
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
he's keep going.
Like, if I was in John, like, अगर मैं water player की जगह पे होता with the stack of John Wick, मैं shove भी कर देता था. Because I know that I'm not gonna get called off really. Like, जो भी call off करेंगे
वापस
काफी
बताइए.
tight ही call off करेंगे.
If you're saying you are in the position of water player,
Yeah, with John Wick stack, like अगर मेरा उतना
yeah,
बड़ा stack होता था against someone with a shorter stack, and where like I could four bet jam. So obviously like I'm jamming
yeah,
a lot, but I'm not calling off
yeah,
anything, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
वो ये था. We've got number 8 who opens. First hand that he's
Mhm.
playing on this final table. What a player
Wow,
defends.
great. love how you're observing these things. You observe Smart limping ace queen as well. Really like how what keen approach you have for the
यार
game.
बस यार
So
अभी एक मतलब ऐसा अभी तुमसे वैलिडेशन मिल गया, अभी एक
सच
बड़ा सा
बोल रहा
स्कोर
हूँ
चाहिए आईपीएफ में.
मैं सच मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ और आएगा इतना अच्छा अगर हम करेंगे तो scores definitely as this is a byproduct.
For
So we
sure.
see a C bet,
So yeah,
like
like
we see a C bet and
exactly.
water player folded. Yeah, go on.
But Sid, I wanted to like pick your brain on that. On that board, I mean, obviously, like
Mhm.
you know, number 8 has a lot of over pairs there. He'll have ace king and everything. But यार वो board पे should he be like c betting, and वो पे should what a player be folding that easily? That too to such a
मैं
small
आपकी
c bet.
तारीफ कर रहा था मैं आपकी तारीफ कर रहा था मैंने बोर्ड पे ध्यान नहीं दिया बोर्ड क्या था
Board was 10-8-5 or something like that.
okay so you're right that it does favor a little more water player but the thing is final table pay like auto c bet is with that stack that number 8 has like
Yeah,
it is a thing because water player itna bandha hua hai we see loser with only 8 big blinds, we see number
yeah.
9 with 7-8 big blinds, we see radhe with like 12 big whatever the jo bhi bigs hai uske paas
A little
10
over
12 big blinds.
around, I think a little over 10 big blinds. 11,
Yeah,
12 big
so
blinds.
so
शायद.
so in that case, what a player is supposed to fold pairs as well. He's supposed to be very
Yeah,
tight, and I kind of like so you get the license basically to go out of line and go away from
yeah,
theory, and that's what makes final table very beautiful. Actually, it's not going away from the theory. It's final table's theory, right? Final table पे आपको इस तरीके से
exactly.
खेलना ही है.
So सिर्फ मुझे
So
और एक बात पूछनी थी यार. हाँ नहीं नहीं, आप प्लीज
yeah.
आप बोलो, जो बोल रहे थे आप.
Yeah,
उसके
two
बाद मैं
cheeses.
पूछता था आपको.
One just the hand. Let's say updated. John opened. Smart flatted over here. Again, same
Flattered.
scenario. I'm a little worried because I see Smart playing a lot of hands. Maybe he has
Yeah.
hands. We have no information yet.
नहीं, so actually
Uh,
previous hand where he limped, I think limp
mhm.
और loser के साथ check हुआ था and showdown तक गया. So he had limped ace 5 offsuit.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So
Yeah.
yeah, he is
So he's
playing more
definitely
hands
playing a
than.
lot of hands. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so yeah. That's
Oh, we
very
see
risky.
loser shove
We see him
and
shoving
he gets the
seven
folds.
and a half, 8 bigs and gets a fold.
Nice.
Yep. Again, but
Yeah, so
we
सिद्धार्थ
already
मुझे
saw
जो
something, guys. Hmm. आपको जो क्वेश्चन था बताइए.
सिद्धार्थ मुझे जो पूछना था कि like
Mhm.
you know like you said कि because the stacks play such an important role, pot where like you have position, you have range advantage, would your c bet sizing be bigger than usual? Like usually we
You
see
can.
these days that you know like 28 to 33% के बीच में जो c bets होती है वो काफी ज्यादा बढ़ गई है. Like a lot of people are c betting very small.
Yeah. And Radhe is continuing his run. We're seeing him go from the lowest stack to now being comfortable. He's a little comfortable. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
and
still
I
fifth.
think
He's fifth now.
yeah. Yeah, but at least like there's one very short guy there, and plus Smart being like just playing loose kind of helps,
Yeah,
कि बड़े स्टैक भी इतना इन्वॉल्व हो रहे हैं तो अगर मैं राधे राधे हूँ हम लाइक ओके एक दो को निकलने का देख सकते हैं प्लस जॉन विक और स्मार्ट की लड़ाई हो गई तो मैं बहुत चिल हूँ. वी सी जॉन विक
exactly.
एंड स्मार्ट गोइंग एट ईच अदर. इसने ओपन किया, उसने बिग ब्लाइंड से डिफेंड किया. नाउ ही सी बेटेड and Smart called. John slows
But yeah,
down.
nice to see. Yeah, nice to see John Wick go for some pot control there. Like
Yeah,
not load the pot up too much.
yeah. I
Very
think
small bet.
by Smart अभी ये बोल रहा है कि
Yeah,
मेरे पास जैक है इन अ वे और मुझे इस पॉट को बड़ा नहीं करना है and I'm just
oh, he
gonna
gets a
go for a
fold
small
there.
bet. Yeah, and if that's the case and John Wick folded, maybe like he's supposed to have a lot of hands here, शायद कुछ भी ना हो. But even if he paired a small, even if he folded a small pair, I think it's a pretty good one because I think his smart hand was kind of ace up there, being one of those
Yeah,
pairs which were there on the board.
yeah. So I felt it was kind of like a block bet, like maybe he had a jack or something. So like थोड़ा
Yeah,
सा protection
yeah,
के लिए उन्होंने बेट
Yeah.
किया था वहां पे.
Yeah. Perfect. So
So
smart
we see
limb. He's here to play poker.
yeah,
He's like, वो सब ठीक है तुम्हारा फाइनल टेबल प्रेशर ये वो ही आई थिंक वो थोड़ा बहुत कर रहा है स्मार्टली थोड़ा सा कंट्रोल कर रहा है बट आई थिंक ही जैसे
yeah.
यहाँ पे वो 100% सी बेट नहीं किया उसने चेक किया ऑल गुड थिंग्स if he has not hit a hand
Yeah,
and
so I
stuff. So I
think
think he's not
Samrat
going out
here
of
is a
control.
cash player.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Ah, nice one. Nice.
Flush completes on the river.
Makes sense. So who
Yeah.
टर्न
Like
पे किसने बेट
limping
किया था
3 more hands.
नंबर 8 नहीं
टर्न
नंबर 8
पे
नहीं क्या
सम्राट ने बेट किया था.
and this guy is
And
leading now.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that too to a big for a bigger.
Yeah, so he's like, I have the flush, I'm gonna bet, and yeah. We'll try to take some timing reads as well, guys. कौन कितने टाइम के बाद कैसा रेस कर रहा है, कब सोच रहा है, ये सब भी I think
Exactly.
काफी इम्पोर्टेंट है. फाइनल टेबल पे I think बहुत बहुत ज्यादा
Yeah.
you know.
So yeah, number 8 there going for that big yeah, like
Quickly.
just a 3-bet shove on water player. Yeah.
Yeah, and that too, like the way he did it. You know, we're talking about it, like snap lead.
Yeah.
If he's a very experienced player and if he's balancing, that's a separate thing. But inexperienced players ke saath, you can get a lot of information like that as well. We see loser
Yes.
going all in. We haven't seen him involved a lot, so we won't be. Yeah, we won't be
9
surprised
versus
if it's
10s.
what wonderful. He takes the
Tens
pot
take it
down,
down.
pocket tens. As I said, दो चीजें अब कंफर्म हो गई है अपनी रीड से. एक, loser waited for his hand and then went
Yep.
for it. When he shoves, he has a hand. And Smart made a very loose call with 9 queen suited. So he's like, yeah, मैं pot खेलने वाला हूँ, मैं limp करने वाला हूँ, तुम छोटा सा all in करोगे तो मैं call भी करने वाला हूँ. मेरे को यही
exactly.
perfect aggressive mindset से मैं poker खेलता हूँ. And that's his style, that's his way.
So
Nice.
like
John
Samrat, I think is John Wick again putting pressure on him, seeing that he's playing so many hands and knowing that he's going to fold there. So Abhi, now there is a very interesting table dynamic going on. Loser and water player are almost tied with stacks. Number 9 is the shortest, and Radhe Radhe has the most pressure on him right now. Right, like he wants that 15k. उसे वो 15,000 चाहिए, उसे 55,000 नहीं, उसे 70,000 चाहिए.
And I think ये सही है. आपने जो बोला ये बहुत सही strategy है. और John Wick, I'm loving what he's doing. Like no one guys, you can't have just hands after hands. Okay, the way he's raising, he's a good player. He understands कि number 8 के पास भले इतना बड़ा स्टैक है, उसको मेरे साथ नहीं खेलना होगा because मैं चिप लीडर हूँ. So I'm pretty sure he's an experienced player now with seeing what he's doing. And so is number 8. I think last time भी ये था. What a player did
showing some resistance with a 4-bet. But yeah, sit to make up this 4-bet sizing.
He's in position, okay. Like, so he doesn't have to go too big. He doesn't have to go the normal like 360 also in his plus final table है plus John Wick. ये बहुत अच्छा question है actually. कि John Wick के पास इतने like and this will be more advanced players कि John Wick के पास जब John Wick यहाँ पे re-race कर रहा है, right? मैंने आपको अभी तक जो पूरा समझाया वो सीन क्या था? We'll just see this Smart going all in with a huge stack. Mostly will never get called.
Yeah.
So
that was the first time we showed. Yeah.
So John अभी तक जो हमने पूरा समझाया, जो बात की कि John Wick कि अगर मैं सिंपल से टर्म में बोलूं कि जॉन विक बकचोदी बहुत करेगा क्योंकि उसके पास बहुत बड़ा स्टैक है, राइट? तो when I say use the word bakchodi, that means he'll do it with lot of hands which you generally would not do it with. So if someone like number 8 understands that उसको बहुत बड़ा 3 bet नहीं करना है, उसको बहुत बड़ा 4 bet नहीं करना, उसको सिर्फ 2.2 2.3x भी अगर वो कर दिया तो जॉन विक वहां अपने एस 3 ऑफ के साथ क्या करेगा? जॉन विक वहां अपने क्वीन 7 क्वीन 8 सूटेड के साथ क्या करेगा, या इवन किंग 9 ऑफ के साथ क्या करेगा, किंग 10 ऑफ के साथ. He'll have to leave all these hands very quickly, which is a huge part of his range. So I don't know if number 8 is a very good player and did it intentionally, or or he just clicked back, and more we see.
Oh, we see
Wow!
a
Whoa,
three-way
whoa!
all in. King's ace.
Yeah.
I thought that ace on the flop.
Radhe Radhe.
What a player was dead on the turn because even a king wasn't any good for him because number nine would have
Oh,
made a what a hand.
oh,
What a
oh,
hand.
nice,
Radhe
nice,
Radhe
nice.
gets a near, well, actually not a triple up. I think he got just a double up because number nine was really short.
Very short.
So guys, we have our second elimination in number nine, who bust for 55,000.
Quick call. Seems dominated. Buddy hits a 7 and
Oh,
holds. Lovely. So
like
some redemption. Some what a player is like. मेरे पास राजा थे.
exactly.
मेरे साथ गलत हुआ है. I want some of that luck back. And then poker is
Yeah,
a leveler, guys. It evens
exactly.
things out, and that's what it did.
So guys,
We,
those of
we
you
we have a
watching,
limp.
यार आप नहीं सो सिड जस्ट रियली सॉरी यार आपको जो
Uh-huh.
भी सुनने मिल रहा है आपको सिड के ब्रेकडाउन सुनने मिल रहा है हु इज समवन हु प्लेज बिग फाइनल टेबल्स आपको ये कहीं पे नहीं मिलेगा यार सो पहले तो सब स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो एंड आज से जो भी स्ट्रीम्स होगी इसके देखो यार लाइक वी गॉट टॉप प्रोज हु आर ब्रेकिंग डाउन हैंड्स फॉर यू गाइस टू लर्न आप यहाँ से इतना सीख के आप आईपीएफ में ही खेलो आप और बड़े स्कोर्स मारोगे. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's get back to this hand. Like we saw Samrat limp, and
Mm-hmm.
now this is like just been this pot has been just bloated up on this
Yeah.
very weird board. Like right, like not for the razor, like small paired board doesn't really hit the caller's range either.
Yeah. So Limpot tha, and then I think we saw one bet from John Wick, and then he slowed down, and now again like he's betting like very small in that pot, which kind of like shows weakness. And
Yeah,
this is
exactly
strong,
my
of
thought.
course. This is strong from. Wow! ये सब क्या सोच रहे हो? ये सब क्या बोल रहे हो तुम लोग? ये सब तुम क्या बोल रहे हो? हम अलग बज रहे हैं, हम अलग गेम खेल रहे हैं यहाँ पे. Says John Wick and
बंदे ने बड़ी बड़ी बेट्स कॉल करी है on a small paired board.
yeah, sick only. I won't be surprised if these guys have played. So guys, हम सिर्फ फाइनल टेबल देख रहे हैं, राइट? ये लोग कल से एक
Yeah,
साथ खेल रहे हैं, एंड इन लोग ने फाइनल 2 टेबल एक साथ खेली है, इन लोग ने पूरी टूर्नामेंट एक साथ खेली है. सो एंड यू नो वो बोलते हैं ना, लाइक अगर मैं एक टाइप का प्लेयर हूँ एंड लाइक आई नो माय थिंग, एंड इफ देयर इज अ सिमिलर प्लेयर अराउंड, लाइक दे वुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट एज वेल. एंड प्लस
exactly.
मोर देन दैट, आई थिंक जो फाइनल 2 टेबल्स और उसके पहले जो गया है, everything might be coming together when you're seeing these things. So
For
it's
sure.
beautiful.
Yeah, we see John Wick taking an overwhelming chip lead now.
John Wick is the man. He applied pressure,
Yeah,
and
like
you're
yeah,
supposed
there
to.
are I think around 3.6 million chips in play, and he's got
Mhm.
1.6 million in his stack.
Wow, like crazy.
So he's got like around like 40% chips in his stack. That is amazing.
Smart मानने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. John Wick opened, Smart called, which in a way is saying, oh, I have like a 10 king or something, or I have a smaller a6 which I could not jam. So because
Yeah,
otherwise वो पहले ही jam कर लेता pre-flop. So that's why he just
John
called,
Wick shoves. Oh, and gets a
and John Wick shoves.
snap,
And
yeah, snap fold from Samrat. I was shocked by that as
yeah,
well.
mostly
Like
seems
not
like a
taking any
10x.
time.
Mostly seems like a
Yeah,
10x. So I want to bring something to the point, guys. कुछ मेरे को समझाना है, कुछ मेरे को बताना है इधर की. आप जैसे आप अगर सम्राट की जगह पे हो इधर, गाइस, पोकर में टूर्नामेंट्स में आप जब स्टार्टिंग में खेल रहे हो तो आप एग्रेशन से पैसे बनाओगे. आप जब फाइनल टेबल पे हो, आप देखो स्मार्ट ने, अब मैं पहले से बोल रहा हूँ, अब हम दोनों पहले से बोल रहे हैं कि सम्राट बहुत ज्यादा हैंड्स खेल रहा है. वो एस 5 ऑफ लिम्प कर रहा था और पॉट में आ रहा था, वो लिम्प करके बहुत हैंड्स खेल रहा था, वो मूव्स कर रहा था.
yeah,
अब इससे हुआ क्या कि जो 2-3 जंप वो इजीली ले सकता था यहाँ पे, 70,000, 1 lakh, 145, all these jumps, like he can still win the tournament, but all of a sudden now he's in danger of being the first one right now of these 6 people to be eliminated. So guys, tight is
Yeah,
right. When it's like,
Samrat was third in chips when the final
yeah,
table started. He
he had
had a
a very
stack of
decent stack,
7
50
lakh.
BB. Yeah, 50 BB.
Yep,
That's
yep.
yeah,
So yeah,
that's
now
and
he's the shortest stack. And guys, like what Sid was just saying, tight is right, and like being patient, waiting. थोड़ा सा आप wait करोगे, थोड़ा सा आप nitty खेलोगे, might work out for you better because we see Radhe Radhe and we see loser who were in fifth and eighth place when it started, and now they are suddenly enjoying being in third and fourth place.
yeah. I have a
Right?
message,
Like we've got
especially
what?
guys, if you are coming from esports, okay, if you're coming from those things, trust me when we say this line, tight is right, you can't be too, because आपके instincts, देखो tight सबके लिए अलग होता है, ठीक है, tight word सबके लिए अलग होता है, आपके instincts अभी are too loose in general. When we start playing poker, our instincts are just too loose because we want to play for the fun of it, we want to play a lot of hands, and that's why at the beginning when someone gives an advice, oh, tight is right, so Bo is, I think, almost never can be wrong because you're just
Yeah,
coming from such a different mindset. So I think that's it. One thing also, if you can, if you're coming from esports, if you're new
exactly.
to poker, this is one thing just if you take from the stream, because we are talking about advanced things as well, and I don't know what, like, I'll in few streams I'll know the exact audience kya hai, like from feedback we'll understand and we'll cater it more according to how the audience is. But for now, like
For
people
sure.
coming from there, like just tight would be like you'll save so much money, and you'll be together, you'll be in this sport in the long run, which is, and then you get the chance to, like, only if you be in this sport for very long will you be able to love it more, because तब आप ups and downs से जाओगे,
Exactly.
आप अगर बैंक रोल मैनेजमेंट भी अगर बहुत फॉलो कर रहे हो, आप डिसिप्लिन हो, तो आप इस गेम में बस रह पाओगे, you'll be able to, like, I know people talk about striving and killing it and those things, and I think that comes later, but like first you have to just be dangerous enough, and अगर वो आप consistently करने लगे तो पता भी नहीं चलेगा, and you'll start crushing it.
For sure. So guys, like what Sid is saying is आपको ये टेबल पे जैसे नंबर 8 खेल रहा है या लूजर खेल रहा है, try playing more like them. Like I feel number 8's game has been extremely solid overall.
Yeah.
He started off being second on the final table. He hasn't gained too much in chips, gained I think around
Yeah.
1 lakh in chips since the start of the final table. But he has played amazingly. He hasn't like committed in sports or he hasn't done too much weird stuff. And
You
he's
just made a
like,
beautiful
he's
point.
still in second.
You just made the best point here. Like when you said कि number 8 ने कुछ भी बहुत ज्यादा chips gain नहीं किया, but if we see उसने, I don't know exact number, but उसने 30-40 हजार गेन कर लिया ना, क्योंकि बस उसको just wait करना था 2 लोगों का elimination होने
Yeah,
में,
yeah.
and he
No,
gained
so
that, which is
exactly. He
we have an all in
has
and a call,
oh
and
wow.
wow, that's
John Wick.
unlucky. That's very unlucky from राधे राधे स्पार्ट. भगवान का नाम भी एक टाइम तक ही मतलब चल सकता है.
Yes.
उसके बाद पोकर का वेरिएंस,
पोकर गॉड्स किसी भगवान के नहीं सुनते.
Yeah, poker gods, poker variance comes into picture, and we see the end of Radhe
So
Radhe,
guys,
but we loved it. I think it
yep,
was
we loved it. We see Radhe Radhe being eliminated for 70,000 rupees from an entry fee of 4,400.
one more thing, one quick thing, जो अगर आप शॉर्ट होंगे तो काफी आप कर सकते हो, जो अभी स्मार्ट ने किया, which is if you're short and someone has raised, so a lot of times, so number 8 ने raise किया था, we'll just talk about this hand, it's just a limp pot, everything is going check, so seems like Samrat has like just one high card and
called.
And oh wow, and he had a pair. Yeah, so Samrat did just have a high card. He had king high, which he didn't want to jam, or a queen high, and then I think he just छोटे से bet पे उसने call कर दिया. Sorry if you're, I don't know, मैंने अच्छे से वो action नहीं बताई थी, but the
no, it was like, blind versus blind and it went limp.
Yeah. So smart का जो मैं बोल रहा था, suppose अभी loser की जगह पे जो है, वो smart जगह पे था उनके. अगर आप वो defend करते हो just, And so and 4 5 6 खुला and you're like, oh मेरी pair hit हो गई है. Now in most case this will be good. और अगर मैं all in चला जाऊंगा तो मैं ace high,
Yeah,
king high, queen high को fold करवा दूंगा. And that's a huge win for you,
exactly.
right? So I think that could be a good play. We see
We see an
Samrat
all
going
in from
all in,
Samrat.
and I
That's
think that,
called Ace
yeah,
Queen versus Aces.
yeah,
Okay. Number
yeah,
8 had the goods.
number 8 had the goods, and Samrat was doing his limping thing, was doing his thing, but I think it was on the wall as well. So
Yeah,
that ace queen had to lose. Like even if he had little more chips, he would have lost. This was a kind of a
for
cooler
sure.
in that way.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
so
now,
now John Wick is an overwhelming favorite to take this down, right? Like
yeah,
just with
yeah.
his stack.
He deserves it too. I think he's played aggressively. When you have the chip lead,
Exactly.
again, आपका धर्म है to keep. Don't overdo it. If you don't know what you're doing, then you should not. Then you should
Yeah.
just play no ABC. But otherwise, I think you should. Loser now opens up, guys. Loser understands now that he's last in stack and he has to start defending. So उसने defend
Oh,
किया.
that's nice.
2 5
Loser.
queen खुला, and he just went with it. If he has a 5,
So he goes for
should
stop and
with
go
it.
there. That was really good by loser there.
And we were just talking about it, so I'm glad that
Yeah.
it kind of came there. When
So
you're
guys,
short,
we
guys, that's a good
see
strategy.
yeah, we see Samrat Sen. I think it was Samrat Sen being bust out for 1,06,000. Fourth place is now guaranteed 1.45 lakhs. That is
Wow, wow, wow.
amazing.
Pretty sick.
And
Pretty
yeah,
sick.
you can
Congrats.
like Sid said,
See,
आप अगर chip leader हो, आपका धर्म है. He makes the call. Aces versus Ace King. Oh, that
lucky
is
भी होना है.
brutal.
Lucky
Exactly.
भी होना है. Lucky भी होना है. That's very sick.
यार
Guys,
इसमें
what about like give it up, guys? Give it up for loser. Give it up for loser. Like what we
Amazing.
talked about earlier.
Very well.
उसने क्या किया है उस बंदे ने? वो सिर्फ बैठा रहा है, ठीक है? कुछ भी नहीं किया. अपना tight is right खेल रहा है. And you saw so many people just getting into hands and losing and stuff. And I think that's I very disciplined, solid play by loser.
Exactly.
I think loser
Yeah,
will
so guys,
hold this hand for sure. Yeah.
yeah, perfect. So guys, just something like to put into perspective, Sid is talking about eighth place. The person who busted in eighth place got 45,000, and loser who's guaranteed 1.95 lakhs right now. लूजर भाई ने
Wow.
कुछ नहीं किया है, उन्होंने सिर्फ फोल्ड करके 1.5 लाख रुपए कमाए. यार, like that is what he has been doing.
Yeah. Sicko. Love it. Love the play. Everything that he has done has been spot on. I feel couldn't very happy to see such good play in a when I think he's in a website जो अभी पहला अपना सबसे बड़ा event पहले कर रही है. So
Exactly.
that's
Yeah, so John Wick also putting a lot of pressure on number 8 now because he knows कि number 8 को अभी चाहिए वो 1 lakh, 1.2
Yeah.
lakhs. He wants
Yeah.
that pay jump. There is no way he
Yeah.
wants to get involved in a big pot with John Wick before that.
Yeah. What थोड़ा सा जॉन विक थोड़ा सा नंबर 8 को सपोर्ट ये है कि डिफरेंस बहुत बड़ा है और ब्लाइंड्स अभी भी
Exactly.
बहुत है. Like because he has 7,50,000, John Wick is
He's
also
got
like
30
he's not
bigs.
going all in, yeah. So he's like
Yeah.
raising 4x, and there'll still be number 8 will still be able to play according to what's happening right now. But I think that's a very
Yeah.
good point that like number 8 has to be like super tight right now. Like he just wants loser to like get away, but at the same time he has the
Yeah.
comfort because like uske paas bhi काफी chips hai, and I think in most cases we'll see you're satisfied as well. I think loser is satisfied when he came short in the table and he's like, okay, like I've kind of made decent money. So yeah, generally in these scenarios and being just so short, like it'll be a kick-ass heads up. Yeah, the way it's
Yeah.
going, I think that's how it will go.
Yeah. So Sid, I just wanted to know one more thing. Like now, like before this hand, number 8 had around 30 bigs. And John Wick, I mean, obviously he has over 100 big blinds. He's got a massive stack. But when you're playing heads up, like Samjo loser nated now, and like you're playing heads up. 30 big blinds is massive heads up,
It's
right? Like
massive.
you can
Yeah.
still like play patiently, get a couple of double ups, and then boom, you are like the chip
You're
leader
all
and
in on
get
the
just a couple of
call.
double.
Good. Like I
5-9.
love the call.
Oh,
I love the call by loser. He just had like very few bigs, three bigs, four bigs, three bigs, and he had to put it in, and that's what he did. And loser hasn't lost yet. He's definitely not a loser. Like sarcasm है बंदे में for sure. He's playing well.
yeah, number 8 is now for sure worried,
This is
right?
the first time
He,
now this is the first time I'm like, oh ये अलग है. आपके पास 6 बिग ब्लाइंड है और आप लिम कर रहे हो यहाँ पे. एंड व्हाई?
guys,
क्योंकि वो आप ट्रैप
Ace
कर रहे
Jack
हो.
versus Ace 3.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
there's a 3 on the river. Oh my god, he rivered him. Loser, extremely well played, man. Like, all the respect to loser, he played
Yeah,
extremely well. Guys, we see
yeah,
loser bust out for 1.95 lakhs. And
yeah.
we're playing
GG.
heads up now for the title and winner taking away 4.45 lakhs.
Wow, sick.
So यार अभी इसमें
4.45 lakhs and
yeah,
and the
Sid, I wanted to
second.
know. Ah,
Go on.
please go on. नहीं नहीं आप बोल दो. Please continue.
Second is guaranteed. How much right now?
3.1 lakhs.
Beautiful. 3.1 and 4. Like both the guys have had a big payday. मेरे को एक चीज बोलनी है यहाँ पे. And I think वो यहाँ पे कम हुआ होगा. Usually when if you're playing poker, if you're playing a tournament, and especially if you're a little new to it, like just the feeling, oh I made 3.1 lakhs is still a big feeling. And आपकी गेम A plus शायद वो 5 मिनट के लिए ना हो या 2.5 मिनट के लिए ना हो. And that will make all the difference. अगर आप वो 2.5
Exactly.
minutes, you're not zoned in from ball 1 and heads up, like it can very quickly, you can just play one big hand and it could go out of your way. So
Yeah.
something I've learned from experience is it's not over till it's over, not over till the last ball is bowled. Stay in the game,
Exactly.
stay focused, and जब खत्म होगी then
Oh, we see a raise from John Wick and a call. Yaar, massive pot building up. 3 lakh chips. SPR is like what 1.5 SPR for number 8. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, like now one card straights come out there, and especially heads up when the ranges are so wide. Both players here can have a 7, right? But I don't think John Wick would raise with a 7 on the flop. So that just becomes a little bit weird. Oh, okay, half pot bet. Yeah, Sid, like this is, I feel this is like a classic tell. Like whenever someone goes half pot on the river, it is like value bet, yaar, ki bhaiya value de do mere ko. I never think that this is a bluff for,
Yeah, I think, matlab, it just depends. Aap kya, suppose you're playing a high roller, then you'll have to look it up sometimes for sure, because a lot of times actually it's not a like 33% bet zyada wo ho sakti hai, but so we just it was a 2x kiya tha John ne aur fir c bet karke he took it down. Just ranges agar dekhe guys here, before I'll end the other topic is wide ranges, जैसे अनिरुद्ध ने बोला खेली जा रही है. John Wick is raising almost every hand he has. 90% hands वो raise कर रहा है, and number 8 is going to defend 75% of his hands, 78% of his hands from there as well, and then vice versa. So जब इतने सारे आप usually क्या करते हो, आप अगर early position से होते हो आप सिर्फ 20%, 22%, 25% hand लेके जाते हो. So and you're used to playing that poker a lot. So that is very different from having all of a sudden all the hands in your range, and that just requires a different solving capability. And of course it comes like anything. वो भी experience से ही आया था. 25 tight कैसे ranges कैसे खेलना है वो भी experience से आया था, और ये भी will come with experience.
Yeah, so guys, those of you watching, मेरे को एक थोड़े टाइम पहले when I played PSL, I got a small tip from this one really good pro. He told me कि अगर आपको heads up better करना है, start playing more sit and goals, because in sit and goals the heads up situations are gonna come up way more often. and आपको खेलने को ज्यादा मिलेगा, because otherwise there is no option to practice heads up, right? आप cash खेल सकते हो, but cash dynamics are very different as compared to tournament dynamics. So
I think it's a beautiful point. Something that I've been kind of guilty about, or was at least at the early stage. I didn't play enough heads up क्योंकि deal हो जाती थी काफी बार, and like, I didn't ever felt the need of doing that. But then वो करते करते इतनी बार हो गया, and then couple of heads up tournaments I took part in जानबूझ के, जिससे मैं पढ़ पाऊँ थोड़ा, स्टडी वो ranges भी अच्छे से पढूं, and yeah. Let's follow our hand. Let's follow our hand in depth. John raised 2x.
And it just goes check.
It goes check. Again, ranges कितनी wide है, काफी बार चीजें जाएगी check पे, and काफी बार छोटी bet होगी flop पे, because आप छोटी से bet से इतना सारा fold करवा पाओगे सामने वाले को.
Exactly.
कि you want to have small bets a lot of time. We see, yeah, we see. Yeah, it was little like well played. I think he put a small bet on the turn. King के साथ उसने pot control किया, king jack x पे, and then फिर उसने turn पे अपनी second pair bet की छोटी, and then river पे भी as well.
Yeah, sir, I want to know your opinion. I want to know your opinion on this hand as well. Like, I see that as soon as number 8 dropped down to below 20 bigs, he started limping. Like before this, he was just raising heads up in position, button पे जब भी वो खेल रहे थे. He's raising, but now suddenly, now that he's under 20 bigs, he started limping.
Yeah.
Oh, and he takes it down with a 7 on the river. So, what do you think of that? Limping heads up.
आपने पढ़ाई की है कि नहीं, आंसर उसके ऊपर है. So it's a very good ploy. Like it is valid, legit. 20 big blind के नीचे, 15 big blind के नीचे, for sure, 100%. You limp and you play. You're golden. You're able to play a lot of more hands. If you're comfortable with your post flop game, you can do way more. You can trap, because you can trap way more as well, and I think it's very good. It's all depends कि आपकी गेम का वो प्लान है कि नहीं. मैं क्रिकेट की एनालॉजी दूंगा in this is कि like हर एक का एक set strategy है, right? Like Dhoni is also is a winning player in the long run. अगर थोड़ा पोकर बोलूं, and a Rishabh Pant is also gonna be a huge winning player in the long run, or a very successful cricketer in this matter. दोनों की game style बहुत अलग है. आपकी game side को
huge pot brewing.
Yeah. You wanna take over in this one? Do you know?
You know. I saw the action. John Wick opened, number 8 called. Flop पे John Wick c-bet to around 35% and got raised by number 8. Turn पे number 8 checked. John Wick bet, number 8 called. And river पे he get old. Number 8 puts in almost half his stack there. So it really looked like a flush draw. Yeah.
You're right. It looked like a flush draw. And then he decided to give up on the turn, and then John Wick bet. He's like, अब मुझे flush draw के साथ odds मिल रहे हैं, call करना पड़ेगा, and then
exactly. And यार heads up में आपके like कोई exactly heads up में आपके कोई outs dead भी नहीं है. Heads up में all your outs are alive also.
What do you mean when you say that? Heads up में
so usually like
पते नहीं है.
हाँ. No one has folded a heart. No one has folded a club.
Explain it to the audience.
So guys, what I mean by that is when there are 8 players playing on the final table and there are 16 cards being dealt, 2 cards to each player, what happens is अगर मेरे 10 out है कुछ चीज के, so it is very likely that 2 or 3 of those outs might have already been folded by some of the players. या अगर आप लाइव है तो उसमें ये भी probability है कि जो cards burn करते हैं उसमें भी हमारे outs burn हो गए. So when it is heads up, the odds of your outs being dead are very low. So like आपके सारे outs alive है. So that is what I mean by saying that. Thank you so much, Sid, for making me explain that. I'm pretty sure the audience would love that.
Yeah. Also, it's interesting because पत्ते बटे भी कम है. तो आप जब probability calculate करोगे, तब आप उसमें भी थोड़ा difference होगा. But it's just an interesting thing to think about for sure.
Yeah.
He has 8 big blinds. We've seen him still limping. He goes all in final.
Queen 6 was the end.
Oh shit!
There's a 6 on the river. Number 8 gets a double up. A chip and a chair, guys. A chip and a chair is all you need to stay in.
We have an all-in one
Another
call
all-in
again.
call.
We just have
Ace
to
King
get
versus
lucky.
King. And he gets another up. Oh my God, he's up. So now, like, from being like what 5-1 chip lead, we've got a 2-1 chip lead, and now number 8 has all the momentum. He's like, भाई अभी मेरे पास momentum है. I am going for the win here. मैं नहीं लेके जा रहा second place इधर.
अगर आपको जॉन विक
you
को
can
एक
see.
चीज बोलनी है अभी तो आप क्या बोलोगे?
हाँ, यार कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा मैं. आई थिंक लाइक जो किंग 8 वाला कॉल था दैट वाज अ लिटिल बिट लूज आई फील, बट गिवन लाइक स्पेशली जब भी उनको अभी जस्ट डेवलप अप मिला है, बट इट कुड हैव आल्सो बीन कि लाइक यू नो ही इज वेरी टिल्टेड कि वो 3 लगा गया मेरे इसके सामने, नहीं 6 आ गया क्वीन 6 में से मेरे एस किंग के सामने, सो लाइक दैट कुड हैव बीन ये. But other than that, I think like John Wick played Ace King perfectly, obviously. King 8 थोड़ा सा शायद lose call हो गया. So that is what happens. Like in heads up, momentum is so important. अगर आपसे momentum चला गया, like it can just take the entire game away. And now we see number 8 playing so aggressively. Like उन्होंने पिछले hand में भी check raise था. He goes for a check raise again on a monotone board itself. पिछले hand में भी monotone board था जहाँ पे all hearts थे. ये बार all diamonds है.
Yeah. So yeah, he's representing diamonds here. He's like मेरे पास flush है या मेरे पास 2 pair है. I don't want you to kind of have that,
the king of diamonds or something and then hit a flush.
Yeah. So he has of course some bluffs there and value like this. When we see John Wick calling, he's saying, yeah, I don't believe you, I have a pair, and or I'm
good like sizing by number 8 there. Perfect. Yeah, great sizing I feel by number 8 on the turn, going 55%, putting John Wick like you know in a spot. Now his SPR is less than 1. Let's see if number 8 continues to go with the story. क्या वो अपनी story continue करेंगे कि भाई मेरे पास flush है, या give up करेंगे?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my God. Sid, like I just want to know this. Like this looks so nutted, right? Like when you leave that small chunk behind and gets called. Exactly, it was nutted. And he takes over the chip lead. Yaar, what is going on? Amazingly played by number 8. We are seeing a great heads up match.
Great heads up. Sure, for sure. Like I think, and we see guys what happened here. Like why bluffing in poker kind of pays off. Like last time he did it with a flush draw, and we didn't see the showdown, but he did it with a flush draw. He check raised with a flush draw. We are assuming that mostly ऐसा ही होगा. And John Wick kind of caught it, and he won a hand. This time, he had it, and he got paid only. Maybe mostly that would be the case, that he got paid because
for sure,
because John Wick knew that he's capable of bluffing, like and that's why you need to have those bluffs in your ranges as well. Interestingly,
I think John Wick had an ace or something there. I think John Wick might have had an ace or something there, which he might have found too difficult to fold.
Yeah, and thinking कि अगर वो सिर्फ शायद एक डायमंड के साथ ये कर रहा था, and और नंबर 8 ने भी अगर आपने देखा तो पूरा अपना टैंक किया and everything he is doing. So
and Sid, like one thing I can't get over is leaving that 1.2 lakh chips. Like आपके पास 7.5 लाख का stack है, 6 लाख का stack है, आप उसमें से 5 ही लाख डाल रहे हो. Like you are committed, you are absolutely committed there. But like that was, and it looked so nutted. Like you know maybe that plays into it as well कि यार इतना nutted लग रहा है, शायद bluff कर रहा हो, ये भी सोच सकता है John Wick.
Yeah. पर जब वो 100 के पीछे छोड़ता है, what do you like 3 million होगा सामने वाले के पास, right? So what is he trying to say? Is he like अगर मैं हार रहा हूँ तो भी मैं थोड़ा सा कम बैक कर सकता हूँ ये चुप से. This is what do you think? What do you think is the reason for him to do this? Because he'll be having like four big blinds left.
Yeah, I actually don't know. Like, just what my read was that raise, like that bet, incredibly nutted, and it was nutted. Like, उनका जो ये था. So I'm not sure. Like he was, going for मुझे दिखाना है मैं काफी ज्यादा nutted हूँ. maybe he was like, maybe it was just like an error on his part, not an error, maybe like
Yeah.
a
No,
good play on
yeah.
his part as well. Ki,
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for sure, and it did. So, but I was
yeah,
just
we
trying to
see John
understand.
Wick take
If
up
I'm
the
missing
chip lead.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick,
Yeah,
please
John Wick is
continue.
back for sure. And I think मैं जैसे मैंने आपको पूछा मैं जॉन विक को बस तब ये बोल अभी भी वापस similar situation हो गया is that he needs to get it right once. Like when you have the
Yeah,
chip lead guys, आप अगर 5:1 से और कम हो गए, 3:2 हो गया, 2:7 और वैसा अगर similar भी हो गया, all you have to do, like all you have to keep telling yourself is I need to get it right once. You know, I have to stay focused. Hand आएगा, A hand आ सकता है, या B it will require me to play very good poker, and वो तभी हो पाएगा
yeah,
if my complete awareness is in the game. So
exactly.
yes, I
Yeah, so
think
Sid, here we see John Wick three betting a lot. Like two
Mhm.
pots in a row where he's three bet. This has just been a single race pot where John Wick raised and number eight called.
Is
And they are like, we are seeing even big bets being called very quickly by number eight. So obviously,
Mhm.
like, trying not like he probably is playing his game now. यार ये board अभी काफी ज्यादा tricky हो चुका है.
तो 10-3-6
Okay,
छोटा बेट,
double.
उसने क्वीन आया, उसने वापस बेट किया, and now is thinking how to go about it. We saw calls from 8 as well, which would just mean either he has a small pair or a flush draw. He has a small pair.
Oh, a three
Yeah,
takes it down.
yeah.
Three takes it
But
down.
so sick
Amazing.
from John Wick, sick like a lot of
Yeah,
dynamics going on. John Wick is also kind of saying that, oh, I have a 10 pair, I have a 6 pair, I just 10 pair especially.
yeah.
I'm क्वीन आया है, मैं अभी भी थोड़ा सा छोटा बैठ कर है, तुझसे वैल्यू निकालना चाहता हूँ,
यार,
and he could bet that with his flush draws, and
exactly.
and maybe, and I think that, and then he gave up in the river, thinking कि उसके पास हो बड़ी मतलब hoping कि उससे उससे वो 3 ना दिखाए, कुछ और दिखाए, but yeah,
Yeah, this was a three bet pot, Sid. We see
again,
John Wick continue for one. Yes, again a three bet pot, three bet again by John Wick. We saw
and then
John Wick continue on that
did
flop.
he yeah, he continued on the flop, and now there's a
He
big bet
continues again on the
on the
turn.
turn. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
like
such
either
a
if you are eight,
yeah.
here if you are number eight, if you call this bet, you have to call the river, right?
Yeah,
That is the
yeah, and
spot you're
that's why
putting
it's a very
yourself
good
in.
bet. That's why that's why it's a very good bet. That's why he's uh kind of putting him in such a sick spot. और वो A6 के साथ क्या करेगा? Ace 10 suppose उसने 3 bet call किया था.
Yeah,
What will he do over there? And he'll be in a very tough
exactly.
spot, and I don't blame him for
So
folding
yeah,
there.
John Wick takes
John
up the
Wick's
chip lead
aggression
again.
is John Wick's aggression is on, and I'm loving how he's played the whole final table and how he's doing it
Yeah,
right now.
both these guys have played
At it,
really well.
yep. Number 8 as well. Number eight over here now goes for the check raise. Uh, he's like मेरे पास है काफी वैल्यू है, मेरे पास
हाँ,
पेयर्स है सारे, मेरे पास स्ट्रेट है सारे. You are 90% of the range when you're starting up, so like you
yeah,
will have many auto folds as well, even though that's a connected board, and but still enough folds for 8 to kind of raise over there.
yeah. Yeah, I see number eight still having like a 35 big blind plus stack,
Hmm.
right? And we've got
Hmm.
John Wick who's got, I think, around like, I think similar? No.
No, like he
Oh,
is
sorry.
more than double his stack.
So I think number eight has like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
big
blinds
blinds are
30,
35K.
35K, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, that guy
30
has
bigs.
more than that, or sorry, and and this guy is around 70-ish
Yeah.
big blind, a little more. Hmm.
Overpot bet here on the river and he gets the fold. So again, we are down to a 2:1 chip lead again from being 2.5 to 1, and at the start being around like 5 is
Nice
to
limit.
1 or more than that.
So interesting. Now number 8, like I think he did it when he was sub अपने जो बात कर रहे थे sub 20 BB, and
Yeah,
now to do it at this depth
Around
is
30 bigs.
yeah, just
Yeah, so I want to know, Sid, like when you are playing heads up this
Mhm.
intensely, right? Like you are hoping that this is the only table I have running. कि यार मेरे
Yeah,
बाकी सारे टूर्नामेंट्स में मैं या तो बस्ट हुआ रहूं या खत्म हो गया
yeah.
रहे, so
या मैं
that
ऑटो
like I
मोड
can
में बस
focus on
या
this.
बहुत स्टार्टिंग का सिनेरियो है होपफुली.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And like hopefully, yeah, what happens here is when you're focusing so much, you need breaks here as well. Like breaks can work both ways, right? Like a break when you're losing, when you don't have the momentum, can really work for you because it gives you that opportunity to
yeah.
refresh. But
Refresh.
if you are winning, if you are in the zone, आपका पूरा momentum चल रहा है,
Wow.
and then you get a break,
Great
suddenly the
abuse.
opponent gets an opportunity.
I'm
And
learning
on
bingo tools
this
from you.
board,
Yeah,
such
so it's a
such
dry
a
board.
decent
Number eight
board.
is
Exactly.
number eight is when on a dry board. Number eight C bets. When I say dry, कुछ connected नहीं है guys, right? Like flush draw नहीं है.
Oh, we see
So
that three bet.
just very quickly आप लोग को line पे लाता हूँ कि उसने छोटा सा bet किया, and then John Wick is like, oh, you have a lot of folds, let me raise over here. He puts him on the spot, and this guy comes over the top, and John Wick has to go out of the way. This is crazy.
Very,
Lovely
very
board.
well played by number 8
You
there.
see lot of mind games happening, guys. जब कोई ऐसे raise करके fold कर रहा है, and that like it's clear that they're bluffing, and two good players just going at it, and I think it's a product of like the structure as well. MPL,
Exactly.
I think 12 मिनट के blind levels थे और कुछ levels skip नहीं हुए थे, काफी आराम से slow चल रहा था. So
Yeah,
for
and the
then
stacks are
to
still pretty deep. Like even when you are heads up, the
yeah,
stacks are still really deep, and there's a
very
lot of
deep.
playability involved. It's not like कि आप यार आप shove करो, अगर आपका लग गया तो आप जीत रहे हो, नहीं तो you won't win.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a function of that we are able to see a long heads up, and also this would mean that a better player will keep kind of winning quite a bit.
For sure. यार Sid, I am
One
going to
game.
request the MPL team कि अगली
Mhm.
बार से जो भी ये विनर है ना यार उनको भी लेके आ जाओ आप स्ट्रीम पे
मजा आएगा.
5 मिनट के लिए तो
Some
5 मिनट के लिए लाइक आई वांट टू पिक both their brains man I want to know what
yeah,
is going through their heads at that moment when they're doing this
yeah. So
we see a
ace hand maybe
raise
we
as
see a C
well.
bet and a raise from 8 and John calls.
Yeah, both of these
Very
players
interesting.
playing exceptionally post flop.
Yeah, for sure. And they're taking their spots, not afraid, not shy at all.
Exactly.
Very good, very good to see.
A really small bet and he gets a fold. So like
So
I mean, like his raise was
yeah,
there, a bluff probably there. Number 8's
bluff
raise there was a bluff.
with maybe hoping like a kind of a bluff which is runner, good cards, hoping for
Yeah,
those kind of hands that didn't go through.
yeah,
Because otherwise, इतना छोटा bet था. अगर draws होते तो he might be tempted to call, of course.
for sure.
Dry board, he bets small. It calls. Pot brewing, number 8 is important pot for number 8 because if he loses this, like of course he's not
It's going to
used
be almost a
for
3-1 chip lead if he
yeah
loses this. More than that.
yeah
Oh,
yep.
yeah. 10. 10 takes it down.
Good pot controls by John.
So it is almost a 4-1. Oh no. Oh, sorry.
No,
Not 4-1. 3.5-1 or something like that.
yeah,
The chip lead right now.
yeah. And he goes back to his limping जो वो I think time से कर रहा है. So I don't think maybe it's just a 220 BB 25 BB thing. He's just maybe mixing it the way he kind of likes. He put a small bet in 35,000 and we got a call from John. It could be just high cards too from John's part because the bet was so small.
Yep.
And then we saw 8 checking back, so he definitely doesn't have an mostly doesn't have an ace as well क्योंकि oh yes, so when the 6 repeated in generally you might think कि वो 6 repeat हुआ मैं रुक जाता हूँ, पर heads up पे ranges इतनी wide है कि you don't have to
so six ends up becoming a brick there. I feel like 6 is just a brick there, like not much changing on the board.
Yeah, so but still when he checked, like of course he can have, but normal scenario में जितने जितना likelihood है उससे कम होता.
Yeah.
Ace king deuce, 2 clubs, एक spade, he bets, the other guy calls, and there's again uh, a give up on the turn, like slowing down on the turn. Not again. I don't think it's because he's thinking उसके पास flush हो सकता है ऐसा कुछ. It's just that जिस तरीके से game गया है, 8 could call
Yeah.
quite a bit, quite wide. So wow.
Ace takes it down.
These are hitting hands as well, right? Like heads up, you see
Exactly.
less. You see less. You generally you see less action. It's so cool that we are streaming on this and like action kitni ho rahi hai.
Exactly.
Pretty amazing.
And yeah, we are back to a 2-1 chip lead. So yeah,
Swinging.
this is going exactly.
So cool.
Okay, so I think 8-3 is disconnected there या कुछ तो काफी टाइम लग रहा है उन्हें एक्ट करने के लिए.
Yeah, for first decision, that's you're mostly right.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, he got disconnected. अच्छा नहीं, he is back. यार अगर ऐसे मोमेंट पे मैं डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाऊं ना मेरे वाईफाई की वजह से, मैं वो वाईफाई वाले बंदे को कॉल करके मैं मार दूंगा.
वही है यार, वही हुआ है.
नहीं but नहीं he is back. I think he is back.
No.
Oh no,
He's just burning.
Oh,
and John Wick is like,
shit,
lao, paise lao.
Oh my god! Yeah, what shit I want to ask? Like, this is like that kind of like that rules versus ethics kind of a part. I have seen a few people do this. Like I saw JD very recently going final table.
He's back. Yeah.
God,
this guy's back.
He lost around 200k in chips, but that is okay.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah. Not too much with this blind level.
Exactly.
John Wick kept going for. I think it's, as you said, it's very subjective. I don't think कोई भी एक चीज सही गलत है इधर. और मैंने थोड़ा सा सोचा इस बारे में because
so I don't think John Wick was wrong, but like again it is like वो आपके ऊपर है. It is your choice really, because by the rules you can do whatever you want. Like obviously you are allowed to steal his blinds, but like if you want to like play, you can stall, maybe like use up your time bank, something like that. I'm not sure.
और you fold, मतलब उसको चिप्स भी दे सकते हो आप
exactly.
तो आप वो भी कर सकते हो, but yeah, very subjective.
As soon as 8-3 is back, we see him go for a check raise again on this flop.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he's clicking back.
Yeah, like min click here by John Wick.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think A will fold an ace here. Oh. Still not getting it all in. That is like something really like.
Like these guys are like just going for. To be honest, yeah, but let's think about that. Ace 7-7 था, ठीक है. अब अगर इस बंदे ने इनिशिएटिव यहाँ पे ऐसे लिया है और आप रेस कर रहे हो, तो आप क्या बोल रहे हो मेरे पास अगर 7 है. So I think it's a good spot to just kind of flat there. Of course, there are a lot of dynamics going on. So my also impression was like, oh, if he's doing that, maybe he doesn't have it. And I don't know, maybe number 8 is thought that as well. But yeah. Number 8.
Okay, now the blinds are up. Blinds have gone up to 20k, 40k now. John Wick has a little over 50 bigs, 55 bigs, and we've got number 8 with around 26 bigs, I think. Okay, bet and a call.
And a card that changes game, of course, a bit comes out. He bets 50%.
This has to go for a decent sizing.
That's a good, And
again, that's at 55% sizing.
Yeah, and this guy is now raising. John is raising here.
Calls. Yeah, I think John Wick has to like go for a barrel here on the river to continue with his story.
which is what मेरे पास king है.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That I mean, like that was like what a one
Yeah.
two big blind bet on the
I think
river.
so. थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे ये जो हो रहा है ना, ये हो रहा है कि um, I think 8 kind of knows few things that he's doing, and John
Yeah.
might be getting little affected with what's happening. What is
Yeah.
8 doing? Rather than sticking to his own plan, like which he
Hmm.
doing the things that he knows, and that's very important. I think in sports or in general also poker for sure. Like आपने जो पढ़ा है,
Yeah.
आपको जो आता है, आपकी जो strategies है, you stick to that. And if you
Exactly.
try to do things on the go, on the table at that very moment, it can become very tricky. And I could be wrong,
Yeah.
and apologies to John Wick if I'm wrong here. But I took my time to kind of see, and then I'm kind of saying this.
No, so I mean,
So
for sure, Sid, I get what you're saying because like John Wick hasn't been getting that moment going. Like every time
yeah,
John Wick builds up a stack, he gets a decent chip lead. We see number 8 come and take down a huge pot and
yeah.
like just
So that
take the
human
momentum
element
away.
is coming. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's why I felt मैंने जो आपको पूछा एक चीज क्या होगी आप उसको कहोगे कि I think in because heads up पे ये काफी हो सकता है, you're beasting a tournament, okay, you're just
Yeah.
fucking beasting a tournament. All of a sudden आप ऐसी जगह पे आ गए हो जहाँ पे आप comfortable नहीं हो, and you're like,
हाँ.
oh fuck, like, oh, like I'm not good, but abhi tak you've done everything well, that's why you're heads up, so like back yourself.
Exactly.
You know lot
No,
about
so
poker. Just because ranges alag hai doesn't mean that you have to like, yes, you have to study later on, वो सब बात की बात है, पर अभी के लिए just you have to stay focused. One good hand is all John Wick needs to wrap this
for sure.
tournament up and have
For
and be the
So
winner.
this is where I feel Sid like a break can play a big part for John Wick. Like especially
What
having the chip lead if he gets a break to
what can play?
a break. Like if there's a break
Break.
coming up, yeah, that can play a huge part.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh, huge bet and he takes it down.
Lovely.
Okay, so we are
Love
back
the
up to
three
that
bets. Love,
2-1 chip.
yeah, and love the fight. Love the 3 bets that
Yep,
John has put up all the time. That's his game. That's his strength. Pre-flop uska thoda sa sorted hai. Post-flop, if I would be him, I would be like, bro, post-flop jo aata hai wo khelo. Pre-flop, maybe I'm more comfortable. I'll do that. And
exactly.
that's what I would like. I would go about it if I were
So यार
John Wick.
guys ये जो भी लड़ाई चल रही है जॉन विक और नंबर 8 के बीच में this is all going on for a price pins of 1.35 lakhs. So it is a
Wow.
huge pay jump, and that
Yeah.
is why we see these guys, like, and this is where you need to be the most focused. You need to be zoned in. Oh,
Yeah.
queen gets paid off. Okay, yeah, because like one lapse of concentration here, and like you can just kiss that 1.3, 1.4 lakhs goodbye, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We see a limp and
A
continuation.
check, okay.
Jo- a limp and a check, and I think number 8 is playing to his strength. I think he's like when he's limping few hands, like
Hmm.
I think he's fine. Like he's fine playing post flop, and that's what he's trying. He might be trying to do way more. Uh, and John Wick needs to do what he knows. So he
Yeah,
raises
yeah. So
2x number. Yeah, go on.
yeah. So Sid, yeah, I think that this heads up is gonna end only with a cooler. Like I don't
Yeah,
think any other way like it's gonna end, or like one person decides to bluff their stack off,
yeah,
and like
yeah,
someone has a decent enough hand. Yeah, like now we see
yeah,
4 hearts on the board.
yeah. I think John
Okay.
Wick has decided. I think post flop now. I could be wrong, but like जो सारी mental बातें अपने ने अभी की है, I think John Wick might have kind of decided that कि okay, I could like I'm just gonna not make moves that I'm not very comfortable with.
Oh, we see a
And
race on the river.
yep,
Okay, this is, and yeah, I mean Number 8 has to fold. John Wick probably had a heart there. If he didn't have a heart, he had the balls for sure.
Then he had the heart.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Again, we are up to that 1:2.5 chip lead. We've got John Wick consistently staying in the chip lead, but not able to close it as yet.
Just needs an.
Okay, better not call. Okay, now like this Jack of Hearts like completes a lot. Like turn completed a few straights. Jack of Hearts brings in all the flushes. Oh, he goes for a bet, gets called.
So guys, heads up, में काफी, I think a lot of players who would be, a lot of audience or some people would be watching, might be like, okay, जब तक normal था 5 लोग थे, 4 लोग थे, 6 लोग थे, like मेरी understanding बहुत high है, मुझे ज़्यादा, and ये मेरे साथ भी काफी, like पहले तो काफी हुआ है और आज भी अभी भी होता है, like I'll be little less, like जितना मैं accomplished feel karunga, because it's natural. You have just done it so many more times. आप day in day out आप normal poker खेलते हो और heads up कम खेल रहे हो अगर आपका background cash and sit and goes वगैरह नहीं है तो so those people who are thinking, those who are watching and might be feeling like way more than that, or might be confused or about ये लोग क्या खेल रहे हैं, कैसे खेल रहे हैं, क्या हो रहा है, fast हो रहा है बहुत. I'll just say that don't worry. I'll just say that just look at it as, oh, there's something to learn. Like कुछ है ऐसा जो हमने crack नहीं किया है, and by paying enough attention to it, we जैसे अभी तक बाकी चीजें की है, we'll be able to crack that as well.
For sure.
So John Wick C-bets takes it down. Let's go.
Yeah, so I was okay. So Sid, I'm not gonna like ये मुझे टीम ने बताया था that it was a 2-hour FT. Okay, टीम ने मुझे बताया कि 2 घंटे चली है FT. Like heads up, yeah, heads up has been going on for I think at least like half an hour to 45 minutes, probably even more.
Yeah.
Because I only started at 6:30.
I think कल मैंने FT देखा था, वो मैं गलत तो नहीं हूँ. I think stream ऐसा था कि I think stream only ended in 40 minutes or something like that.
नहीं, so that was IPF 1 का. Yesterday जो था, that was IPF 1 का. This is IPF 2.
Yeah. So मैं कल जो tournament हुआ, वो that lasted for, that was a very quick thing, right? It ended very quickly, 40 minutes, and this kind of like, I think especially because of the heads up is prolonged.
Yeah.
But good for us. Like we can learn.
This would have been so much better. This would have been so much better if we could have seen the cards.
Seen the cards.
Like
yeah. Fuck. Yeah, that would be like 10 times more
perfect.
Like
exactly.
At least, because you are like, oh, then you can really अभी तो मैं पोकर ही खेल रहे हैं, अपने दोनों पोकर खेल रहे हैं अभी, अपने उसको अपने स्पॉट में रख रहे हैं, and then we are like,
exactly,
that may be because of this reason, and then you're collecting sample size, and then you're like, oh, now I'm sure that John Wick is doing this, or now I'm certain that, so or agar, and that gives us little less insights than what it would have been if the cards would be shown, and I hope it's just for this, and next time like we
and I think it's just today there was some error or glitch, and I'm sure the team is working on fixing that, and I think for tomorrow's stream and like the streams after that it will be fixed soon. Okay, so this is a very kind board, guys. We've got like 2 hearts on the board as well, and there's obviously like a lot of straight draws here. Now there's a 1 card straight out there and also a flush draw. So the board gets even better.
Mm-hmm.
Ace on the river. I mean, this like both of them are now like playing a little bit more patiently, like trying to control pots. And we see 8 aggression there on the river, taking that pot down.
Yeah. John Wick has decided that. I like that though. I really like that.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's very cool.
Okay, the blinds have gone up.
From that
We have
pressure, one
got
could have
John.
easily gone the other way, right? Like from that,
Yep.
जब आप इतने आगे और आप इतने पीछे चले गए, but for
Exactly.
him to still realize that and be calm about this shows what a solid poker player
Oh, there's a shove
he might
kind
be.
of it. Okay.
Yeah, jam.
Yeah. So guys, the blinds have gone up. We've got John Wick with around 26. Sorry, with around 50 bigs, a little over 50
Things
bigs,
happening
and we've got
quickly
number
as
8
well.
with
John
close to
Wick.
20 bigs.
Yep. Thanks for that. Thanks for keeping us updated. We see a 33% bet and a call. If he has the 10 pair or sometimes 7 pair as well, he will continue. So nothing changed on that turn, and
Yeah.
John Wick rightly kind of going for it, and maybe had it only 2x
Yeah, Sid,
again.
abhi mujhe batao, how important is patience here? Like you can't just spew your stack off with some margins,
Yeah.
right? Like otherwise the opponent is just waiting कि यार बंदा एक mistake करे, मुझे एक chance मिल जाए, मैं
Yeah.
tournament जीत जाऊंगा.
हम कितना, हम 5 6 8 बिग ब्लाइंड के साथ कितना पेशेंट होते हैं
Exactly.
पहले. ऑफ कोर्स तब ज्यादा प्लेयर्स होते हैं, सो यू कैन गेट जंप्स एंड ऑल, बट स्टिल like the value of chips are there, like there's no discounting that. That's a cliche, but again, like cliches are mostly true too, so you have to value
Yep.
that, and छोड़ नहीं सकते हो आप वो. So
Okay.
we see like I think a very interesting hand is developing, because it's
And a great, like, what a river, right? Like it brings in everything. Like we've got straights out there.
it's
Let's
for
see what.
almost the tournament for
Yep.
number 8. But a small bet where you're not
Yeah.
calling the other guy all in is it seems
Exactly.
value heavy there from
Yep.
John Wick.
So we are like number 8 is
10 big
now
blinds,
extremely
guys.
short.
10 big blinds.
He's got,
A
yep,
man has
eight
held his
bigs.
cool. He has not given up. छोड़ा नहीं है उसने कुछ भी. And
He
luck, of course, he's
shoves
been hitting cards as well.
and gets the fold.
And he has a chip
Okay.
lead. And yeah, thanks for that. He shoved 8, and now he has 8 BB. This guy is jamming. He knows he's supposed to jam. Any high cards
Yep,
there.
gets the fold.
This is huge win, rise. Huge
For
win,
sure.
right, guys? Like एक डेढ़, like एक big blind की आधा big blind plus antis. जब सामने वाले के पास 8 ही big blind है, so हर एक pot pre flop ही अगर रेस ना भी हुआ हो अभी तक, before just antis और small blind से ही 15 20% of the stack हो जाता है. Everything matters a lot.
Yeah.
Each all in that John Wick has done and 8 has folded, it's just helping John Wick a lot. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like this river, I think he has to call. John Wick gives up on the river, checks,
And no,
and
but
we see a shove.
yeah, very quickly kind of
Exactly.
there
Yeah.
goes the checks there. Like ठीक है, अब हो गया.
Oh, there's
all in a
another
call.
call. Ace 4 versus King 5.
Ace 4 is ahead right now,
And Ace 4 gets a double up. We've got
It's not over yet. Not over yet.
Ace gets a
Wow,
double
I
up. We
can
are
only
back to
imagine.
that
I
2
can
to 1
only imagine.
lead.
I can only imagine what guys must be going through, like what the swings in their
Yep.
mindset would be, guys. Because all of a sudden you're like, oh, aa gaya, and you're like, oh, nahi. And guys, this is after
Exactly.
like after playing like the whole day and like everything. So
Yeah, this is Sid. This is at like 3 or 4 a.m. in the night minimum.
sick,
Maybe even at maybe 5 a.m. and stuff as well. But like
yeah.
to be that, यार मैं तो इतने टाइम तक 7 8 रेड बुल तो गटक ही जाता मैं. Like वो उसके बिना फोकस करने नहीं होता था.
Yeah, मैंने ब्रेक में कॉफी बना ली होती 100%. You're right. So and it starts again now. This time, it's interesting because वाओ वो क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है इधर जॉन,
Yep.
बिकॉज अगर उसके पास बड़ा एस होता जॉन के पास, राइट, तो वो प्री फ्लॉप ही शायद कुछ एक्शन करता. So yeah,
Exactly.
and 8 is good there. So that's what's exactly happening. Okay, like that's exact. Like John Wick जब post flop plays करने के लिए थोड़ा सा जब कर रहा है, तब तब 8 is a very good player to
All
kind
in
of
and a call
understand.
King Jack.
He's
Oh yes,
dominated
Queen
this
Jack.
time and
He's been.
boom.
Oh, John Wick takes it down. Oh, John Wick takes it down. Guys, we see John Wick walking away with 4.45 lakh in chips. We see
Yeah.
number 8 walking away with 3.1 lakh in chips. हाँ, that was
That was something.
exhilarating. यार सिड बताओ यार, कमेंट करो यार इस हेड्स अप पे.
मेरे पास मेरे पास सबसे बड़ी कमेंट ये है, like it was draining at some thoda sa, and by the end, even for me, at least for us, I felt so. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
for
only
sure.
imagine जब आप पूरा दिन proper पूरा आपने लंबा grind किया, so how can it be? Hats off to these guys. Hats off to 8. I think he was a better player post flop than John Wick. But John Wick, with his aggression, which is also a huge lesson, I think, he, on final tables in poker in general, if you know what you're doing and you're aggressive, like not if you're aggressive without knowing what you're doing, that's a disaster. उसके बाद
Yeah,
क्या है,
that is what
then
Samrat did. That is what Samrat did, being aggressive
yeah.
without knowing what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the first thing. That's if you're in that phase, and if someone tells you that, then you go to being tight, and then once you're tight and you're playing almost correct, then you start seeing how can I become little more aggressive? How can I get more weapons in my game? How can I improve my game? And then if when you're good and aggressive, that's when you are, I think, crushing, and that's when you're doing very well. So a lot of learnings, lot of things. Loved how, like, the high, like the beauty of poker, right? Like, I think it's such a mental game than anything else. Like, it takes you, like, at some point I was like मैं खेल रहा हूँ ये, and ये हो रहा था. So it takes you, it gives you those things. And imagine, guys, just imagine if this is for life changing money for you, which 4 lakhs, four
Exactly.
and a half lakhs is for a lot of people. And such things are, I think, crazy. That's what dreams are made of, and I think poker gives us that opportunity, which is sick. And I love, like, we can't be more fortunate to be, like, अगर guys अपने 15 साल पहले born हुए होते ना, राइट, 10 साल पहले, जो बहुत इजीली पॉसिबल है, राइट, तो अपने ये नहीं कर पाते इंडिया में. So that's so sick that right now we are able to kind of
Yeah,
do things, see these things, and yeah,
for
very, very,
sure.
very happy to be part of
So,
this.
guys, all of you watching, thank you so much for watching. I've got a couple of things I want to say first. Firstly, we've got the 20 lakh GTD. Is it 20 lakh? Yes. Today's 20. Oh, sorry, it's 15 lakh. We've got 15 lakh
Yeah.
GTD tournament happening today, IPF 3, which has started now. 4 minutes पहले शुरू हो चुका है tournament. So go
Yeah.
on MPL Poker, register yourself. You can like win from the 15 lakh prize pool for just 2,500. And the
Wow.
biggest thing, we have got a bounty on Siddharth today. For every
Mhm.
element, every time you bust Siddharth out, Siddharth, any entries that Siddharth takes, if he takes 10, 20, 50, 100, no matter how many entries he takes, you bust Siddharth, you get a ticket for tomorrow's main event. Tomorrow's event, that is 4,500, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
for 30 lakh GTD. The Sunday
Wow.
Prime event happening tomorrow.
That's sick.
Okay. Yeah. So
That's
I would also like to show the final standings for today, so you guys can just
yeah.
see, who won how much.
Mhm.
Perfect. So we've got John Wick, who took home the amazing paycheck of 4.45 lakhs. Number 8, who Sid thinks was a better player. I felt that way too. Finishing
Yeah.
second with 3.1 lakhs.
Yeah.
We've got Samrat.
Smrat
Yeah.
Samrat Sands with
I don't
1
think
lakh.
No, no,
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. I think the third
Yeah,
position,
yeah.
loser took third
Loser
position,
was third. Loser was
and
third.
Samrat took fifth position. Yeah, so I think
Wow,
those
man.
were
How
interchanged.
how how alert are you right now? It's crazy. Like it's very good you caught on that. That's amazing.
यार so सिद्धार्थ ऐसे हो गया like you said I was also feeling like I am playing like मैं सोच रहा
Yeah.
हूँ कि मैं वो position में क्या करता वो range के साथ. So
Nice.
like
Yeah.
that just like brings everything up. Also guys, we've got the 50 lakh GTD mini main event 1C starting at 9 o'clock. So register for that. You can like obviously win from a prize pool of 50 lakh for 5500 itself. Day 2 will be tomorrow. That you
Sick.
guys can check on the MPL Poker app as well. Anything Siddharth wants to add?
No, just very quickly, I think the guys, thank you. They changed it. They made loser third वहाँ पे graphic में. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, like just shout out to all these players. I think they played very well. I think first thing was Radhe Radhe, like seeing how he kind of was patient, took his spots well. Then loser being patient again, kind of understanding, opening up only when he was the last one in third position पे था वो और कोई जगह नहीं थी. That's when he started playing hands, and then eight just coming with 55 BB, being right there, starting me was patient because John Wick was aggressive and like just going through that and then almost very easily could have won this tournament as well. Very and John Wick finally like the man of the moment because no matter like I think apart from like one small thing, he was the beast on the table. He applied pressure all the time and. Like very happy that someone who came with a chip lead had the right approach, kind of won the tournament. So sick.
Perfect. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, Siddharth, thank you so much for joining us. It was amazing to have you on the stream, to get to interact
Thank you,
with you,
Anurag.
to get to learn so much from you. It was amazing. Guys, go play the IPF on MPL. We'll be back here tomorrow with the stream of the final table of IPF 3. Same time, 6:30 p.m. So stay tuned. And thank you so much. Firstly, I'd like to thank all our presenters. I'd like to thank MPC, Monster Poker Club. I'd like to thank Poker Guru. I'd like to thank Gutshot. And I'd like to thank IPPA. Thank you guys so much for broadcasting our streams on your platforms. And
Thank you,
stay
guys.
tuned for more amazing content.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Aniruddha.
Siddharth. It was
Aniruddha,
great
thanks a
talking
lot.
with you.
It's good. Cheers, guys.
Perfect. See you again. Bye bye, guys. Have a great day. And have a great Sunday tomorrow.